Chat Shit Committee, welcome back to Chat Shit, y'all, the official Rap Shit podcast and companion to the Max Original Rap Shit. And we back for season 2 if you didn't know.
Right, I'm your sister, Jessie Woo. You've seen me on television. I do music sometimes. Sometimes I tell jokes. I do a whole bunch of stuff, child.
Just booked and goddamn busy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's me, Zach Campbell's, apparently YouTube's top search result for sickening.
Mm-hmm.
You type in sickening, you see my face. How y'all doing?
So this week's episode is titled Dead End, and it is written by Chris Sanford and directed by Amy Aniobi. And it is a pretty heavy episode, but there's a lot of fun stuff that happens, a lot of funny, we're in LA now. And we left off last episode where they were about to go to LA, and we knew that Mia had a lot of mess potentially waiting on her in LA. She had Mr. 30K, she had Lamont, she also has the guy that's part of Lord AK's entourage.
Courtney.
She had Courtney, you know what I mean, who fed her the food even though she tried to stop him from feeding her, but her stomach was growling louder than one of them lions at the Tiger King Zoo. So we know that she's probably gonna have that mess waiting on her in LA.
Yeah.
We also have Shauna, who both of them finally met Lord AK.
Yeah.
Then we have, Francine. Y'all call him Francois, but I call him Francine. He was finally starting to give them their 10s because he sees that Lord AK took notice to their talent, and that they're being received pretty well while in the midst of the tour. So that's where we are.
But can we say that little Francois is giving them their 10s? Because if I had to be completely honest, it's just giving he's giving seduce and scheme on they ass at this point. Yeah. That's just I can't stand somebody that wanna, I see y'all doing good over here. I'm gonna come on over here and see what's going on. Nah, bitch. Stay over there with your white woman, honey. I see you go.
Yeah, it's pretty pathetically obvious what Francine is all about at this point. You were paying these girls dust. Yeah. And now all of a sudden you're turning a new leaf, and we're definitely gonna get into that. But I think the episode, first of all, that opening song, when I see that bitch, I'ma slap that bitch. When I see that bitch, I'ma slap that hoe and slap that bitch. First of all, that opening song is
had me
amazing.
Dead.
Yeah, and I think the name of the song is On Site. So for y'all who are listening, definitely download that. Taliba Sophia On Site. The hook goes crazy. I guess Raina Rain is on IG Live and she's sending shots.
We were just talking about all these fake hoes in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about me, I lift as I climb. I don't subscribe to that crabs in a barrel mentality.
Nope. First of all, this is not even your thing. Girl, stay in your lane. Throwing shots. You can see she's uncomfortable even doing it. It's not your thing. It's not your zhuzh. You know what I'm saying? Just stay in your lane. You see the comments are like, girl, put an address on it. Put a stamp on it.
Say their names.
Who are you talking about, girl? So it just was giving very, very awkward.
No,
I guess,
bitch.
Yeah.
Jessie, my favorite part, I'm not gonna hold you. My bitch Raina, she said, Yeah. Right. Pull up. Girl, shut the fuck up. Sit your clown ass down.
She had to take a long
It was
pause.
the whole
Yeah,
all
she
right,
took
bitch.
a long...
I'm feeling fired up. Girl, you can tell she ain't punched nothing but a damn fly.
No,
barely that.
No, girl.
She used to put her flies in jars and put in her room.
Yeah.
I'm saving the planet.
Yeah. It just wasn't giving, but okay, girl. We'll let you have that moment.
Oh, girl. Raina, when the last time you fought, bitch? Let's start there. I just want to know. Because, girl, no shade. Girl, her and Shauna the one that really... Shauna, and I'm team Shauna on this, obviously. Clearly, Shauna don't live for you. Mia can't give two shits about you. But I live for the fact that Shauna's like, girl, let me finally tell you what the fuck is going on. We're going to talk about it, but bitch, Miss Raina, girl, you went from quiet as hell from the event in episode 4, being all, hey, everybody, I want to say my name is Raina Ray. To then fast forward to, bitch, I want to fucking fight. It's on the floor. Bitch, is it really?
Right. It's on the shelf, sis.
Is it really? It's on the shelf.
It's not on the floor.
I don't think so. Not for you. But yes, we are in L.A. Now,
Yeah.
Francois invites him to a little, I would say, emergency meeting, as he so put it, okay? And at this emergency meeting, if you notice, Francois was trying to feed the girls unless he gave them the answer they looking for. They talk about some, here come the waiters, would you like some, Francois said, it's okay, they're not thirsty. I said, bitch, damn, I'm hungry, actually.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Francois comes out the gate with, you know, the girls finally stand up for themselves and say, bitch, well, you ain't did shit for us no time soon, girl. Like, girl, at no shade, we seen that you giving Raina all the tea. And he like, you know, I actually really see what you talking about. Like, I really do. Toupee and all. Look like it's about to start lifting girls on top. But I really see what you're talking about. And then goes to say, well, since you think I'm not doing nothing, I actually got y'all to meet with the head of Def Jam at the Billboard party.
Yep.
Really? But then the contingency is, though, bitch, you have to apologize to Raina.
Right.
Girl, I'm not kissing white women's feet.
Yeah.
And I live for white women. Those are my girls. But bitch, I'm your ancestors and mine. I'm so sorry. I was always remember.
Yeah, it's not even just that. It's just, bro, like, you have us on this tour looking crazy. And like, you have this girl, like, not saying that she doesn't deserve the treatment that she's getting, but y'all have treated us like cockroach, basically, like a bunch of insects on this tour. And, you know, but the gag is she can't rap. We can. You know what I mean? Like, we're better rappers, so it's not our fault. You know, and to be honest, I feel like them, like, slick dissing her made the tour get more eyes. Now you have people online leaving comments. Like, that's all good for y'all. Like, it's good for everybody. You know what I mean? So it's like, but I get it. They're trying to be nice. They're trying to play the game so they could get to the Billboard parties, so they can get to the A&Rs, they can get to the Def Jam, whatever. So the girls are playing the game, but still, I hope to them they can see what this is all about. This is all about personal gain.
Oh, absolutely.
He has no real interest in the betterment of Shauna and Mia. This is all about how he can climb the ladder. And if he got to climb on your back to climb that ladder, he's going to
climb on that damn ladder.
Do it. Yeah,
that's true. Now, Jessie, bitch, I'm going to ask you this. Because you tired. Because you tired. No shade. Girl, would you have apologized to Raina?
No, absolutely not. I don't even know how to spell apology. How you spell apology?
Apologize.
A-U-P. Something like that. I don't even. First of all, I'm a Cancer. So if you get an apology from a Cancer, just know that they know they're wrong. Like, like they know that they're wrong. Yeah. But usually a Cancer be like,
you said what?
What happened to lead to the incident that you want me to apologize for? Can we go through the Exhibit A? Exhibit A had happened. Exhibit B. So that's what led to C, where I had to check your ass. Okay, like that is a Cancer woman's apology. We are never sorry.
Really?
Never.
Y'all, but
never sorry.
Okay, but the gag is y'all are so fucking sweet though.
We're always right in our minds. Like, we're like, bro, I did everything I was supposed to do in this. So if I gotta check you, if I gotta drag you, that's because A, B, and C happened. So now,
not the list, bitch.
We have
not a scroll.
You know what I mean? So now we have to discuss all this first, and then we could start trying to see where we could find apology in the dictionary, because it's not in my vocabulary.
Not open the scroll.
Yeah. You know, I'm Ray Charles to apologize.
I don't see it. You got me fucked up. First of all, you already just shaded me and said, Francois got you this hotel room. Bitch, Duke, this is all the big Duke. And then Duke is like, you niggas about to really apologize? Like, for real. And Duke is me. But also, in between the lines, I kind of see where you kind of got to apologize. Because what fucking, I hate to say it, but like, what leverage do you have? Because the thing is, all it takes for her ass is to be
my
like,
talent.
No.
And the fact that Lord AK sees it. I have yet to see Lord AK even acknowledge
but I'm saying,
Thunderstorm. So I have yet to see Lord AK acknowledge tropical ma'am. Have yet to see it.
Bitch, so. Thunderstorm. Anywho, I do feel like, because all Raina has to do is go and say, I don't want these bitches on the tour no more. And now y'all hoes back in Miami looking crazy. Now,
okay. Because the thing is, you see, Francine sees something that he could come up off of. So no,
you don't think
she doesn't have that leverage now.
She thinks she does, though.
She thinks she does.
She thinks she does. No shade. She really does think like, oh, bitch, I can make this disappear for you.
Yeah, and you're sadly mistaken. You're sadly mistaken.
Yeah,
Next.
yeah, absolutely. So let's shout out to my bitch Duke because compared to episode 4, the hotel room is looking very sickening in LA. Baby, that move that Duke did, everybody at home, Duke is Chastity, Chastity is Duke. Well, just for people at home, just to clarify, okay? So Duke and leveled up, she hit the lick.
Yeah, they went from Roach Motel to Barbie Dream House. Just in one episode.
And one episode, bitch, what kind of lick was that? I wonder how many bands was in that glove compartment. Like, I just need to know. Because, bitch, the fact
had
that
a
you can
balcony.
Yeah, a what?
A balcony. And it was one of them little leaf chairs and shit.
Yeah, cabana.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Swinging in my cabana.
Yeah, it was really nice. That was a little come up. The girls were excited. And, they assumed that it was Francine.
Oh,
but,
now that's what gagged me.
Yeah, they assumed
that hurt my little feelings.
Because, like, obviously he had a talk with them about, how he was going to link them up with Party and how he did Def Jam and all this stuff. And so they assumed that he was finally stepping up. And it's like, no, it's still Duke. Duke is still doing what she can, to prove herself to the girls. But yeah. They were finally like in a nice room with AC. They got windows this time. They got,
windows,
they got like, sheets with a decent thread count, pillowcases, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it didn't look like a crime scene. It wasn't no yellow tape. You know what I mean?
Listen.
Like, shit that you deserve, shit that you look forward to having at a hotel room. They had that. You know what I mean? They had a manager at the hotel room. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was a desk when you come into the hotel. It's staff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So things are moving on up. The girls are moving on up, and they feel really, really good. That whole Lamont moment was
when she was calling him in the hotel.
Crazy.
I just think you should just come to the next city.
Bro, you on bullshit. You always with some shit.
No, I'm not, Lamont.
I ain't doing this shit with you. Fuck it.
Baby.
Crazy.
Basically
and
faked his ass.
He's so over you.
Industry niggas, at least from my perspective of the years I've been in this industry, majority of them, not all, there's some good apples in there, but majority of them are fuck niggas. By breed. They can't help it. So I fast forward to say really quickly, there's the way that Cash was just making Mia almost grovel at his feet for him. And I was like,
yeah, we're definitely gonna get into
I almost
that,
punched the television. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's a lot of.
And I'm like, but Mia, why do you allow niggas to do you like this, Mia? You have so much potential, so much like fire in you. And I feel like this character, this season at least, because last season I didn't see this kind of fuckery for her. This season is giving very much. It's like you're looking for whatever comes next, and whatever comes next to propel Mia, I'm just gonna rock with it.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Mia, you definitely gotta slow the fuck down. I want to mention while they were in the hotel room, I believe something. I think Mia said she got in contact with Mr. 30K, Mr. Cash, or whatever, and that he said he was sending something to her. This is before they go to the party.
This is
at the hotel. This is at the hotel. She received something, and he sends her a gift for the Billboard party, and Shauna's like, girl, how did he know that you're going to the Billboard party? And she's like, oh, I told him. And me as a viewer, I'm just like, girl, when did you tell him this? Was there an apology? That's somebody who needs to apologize. If we're talking about apologies, that's a motherfucker who needs to be spelling apology and writing it 10 times on somebody's board. And you know what I'm saying? Like, going all out. But, he sends her a Mugler dress. Cute or whatever. But, Shauna's like, girl, this man literally, like, put your picture up there with your coochie out and put, like, a cockeyed emoji on your face. And I hated her response. She was like, I'm not about to Me Too this nigga over that.
I said, how dare you?
I'm like, girl.
And I'm a champion for Mia, bitch. Mia is me and I am Mia. The gag is. But unfortunately, however, Mia, this is just not cute, girl. Just because you got to do this tired designer dress that's last season as hell from a tired-ass department store, from somebody tired-ass rack, I would not have been persuaded from that. I am so sorry. Like, it is not giving, oh, I know you posted my coochie, but oh well. I'm okay. Not for some last season designer, girl. You can have that. I'm so sorry. And But this is what pissed me off about the whole party and that whole connection in the first place. I'm just gonna fast forward just a little bit because it connects. I don't like the way, because remember last episode I was saying, like you were saying, how Mia needs to cool that pussy down. We put her pussy on ice, bitch. Put her on the rocks, okay? And because of that, I'm thinking like, you know what, Mia? Maybe you see that he doesn't give a fuck, he's not responding to you, so maybe you'll click in your mind like, well, fuck that nigga then. Let's move it on to the next. You got Courtney, you got Lamont still, like, bitch, you got options.
I'm sorry. So anyway, we're at the Billboard party now. This is like, I guess, the party of the year, the party of the century. We're seeing so many real life artists.
Yes.
Like I saw Ruby Rose.
Yes.
We've seen Dreezy, Tunji.
Shout out to Tunji. We love you.
It just was so many real life artists at this scene.
Yeah.
And so shout out to the Rap Shit crew for making sure that
Real
life
people were
artists
there, yeah.
are coming in and making appearances.
And real life execs too.
Yeah, and making getting their SAG cards. Okay. Shout out to SAG, child.
Okay.
But yeah, like it was really, really nice to see that. I like when these series merge with the real world and you're seeing like these real artists come into these series and make appearances.
Absolutely.
And you know what I mean? Like it was really nice to see that. You know, everybody's at this party and of course you got Shauna and Mia, they come in looking good. You know, Mia got her mugler on, child, and Shauna has a cute little booty clapping dress. I mean, it was cute. You know, they had the clappers out. It was cute. It was a cute thing. And
Yes.
so now they're at this industry party, and all the who's who seems to be there.
Yeah. And now my thing is too, this undertone that's been happening throughout this episode. Well, I'm sorry, throughout this season. I want to bring this to light. I don't know if we talked about it yet on this on Chat Shit yet, but Chat Shit Committee, I've been seeing the comments and I've seen a couple people say this. Francois is really trying to get Duke out of this, and not just trying to get Duke out of this, but also trying to make Duke feel way smaller than what she is, to the point where it's like, baby, why are you really here? I'm this, I'm that, I've done this, I've done that. And what have you done? Got them a goddamn, a bus? No, I'm sorry, I did that too.
Yeah.
I got the girls a tour. 2, the song that's giving them all these looks right now, me. 3, the contact at the label for the meeting tonight, me. 4, I'm getting them a session with Party to make a song that generates interest in the EP that I will produce and arrange. That's me, yeah. So, what the fuck are you asking me to respect you for?
When Francois got to listen to things, I ain't gonna hold you. I did say, okay, now I put myself in the girl's shoes. Let me put myself in Shauna and Mia's shoes. If I was Shauna and Mia and I'm trying to get somewhere, but I'm trying to also be loyal because this woman Duke was the one that was like, y'all need to make this shit poppin' for real. Let me help y'all out, First season, she was the main reason it's orchestrated together. Now we're in the big leagues, you know, and not even in the big leagues for real, but we're propelling to be there, right? Chastity, I don't know, girl. But the thing is, it's so hard to say because we don't, how she's doing behind the scenes. She's really trying to make this shit work for the girls. And we can't really give Francois the credit because no shade, Francois, you're really just trying to do all this because you want credit and like you want to say that you did this. So your intentions are tired while Duke's intentions are, well, maybe better, but she doesn't have the connections to do so. And you see Duke getting this party and no shade, I can't knock the player, gotta knock the game. My baby pulled out that phone and said, all right.
Yeah, let me go ahead and research all these people.
You look like somebody. You look like somebody. Hey, it's it's somebody. That's so me. It's walking up to somebody. Hey,
how you been? How you been? You know, last time I saw you, I was talking to you about, well, my artists are right there. And the thing with Duke, you have to give her props. Like,
I'm so sorry.
She's going to be resourceful with her whatever resources she got.
Yes.
She's going to be resourceful. My thing with you is, girl, before you hand somebody your phone, can you be mindful of what is showing on the screen? Like, you and Mia, like, do y'all know how to work y'all cell phones? There's no way I'm researching somebody to try to do a quick conversation to come up, and then I still have my phone on that person's face and their information. Like, and mind you, these are executives. So while Duke is, obviously she's a hard worker, I believe in her work ethic, but somebody needs to teach her, like, mind your
My
etiquette.
baby
Like,
don't know
girl,
that. She
I
gotta
need
work
you to
the
go on
streets.
Amazon and pick up a book, $4, artist management for dummies.
Okay.
I need you to get that ASAP. So you just know etiquette, you know what I mean? But obviously she's willing to do the work. And yeah,
passion
while
is
you
there.
said,
The
while you
passion is there.
yeah, it is. And,
Yeah.
and while you said, Fanny Pants has done this, that, and the third, but at the same time, when somebody's sitting there listing all the things that they've done, right?
Mhm.
But here we are on this tour where now we know that you kind of scammed your way onto the tour. Like, nobody really wanted you in Rain to Rain. And remember what Lord AK said about Fanny Pants in the last
Mhm.
episode.
Mhm.
He don't see it for Fanny Pants either. So
Mhm.
again, there's something in the milk with Fanny Pants.
Yeah,
It's
Francois
not,
definitely
it's
up
not
to
clean.
something.
Like, you're up to,
Yeah.
there's this, you have a scheme. You have a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the
Yeah.
bullshit. You doing something.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I think the girls, I don't know why they haven't had this conversation with Duke yet. Like, listen, yo, we all from the crib. All three of us are from the crib. Duke, you got a lot to learn, but let's do what we can to ride Francine into the next level. Like, how come y'all just don't come together and talk about? Because I feel like with Duke, she is kind of on an island by herself, trying to prove to the girls that she's this, that, and third. And then the girls are like, but Francois this, Francois that. So it's like, I don't know why they haven't had a conversation and be
Yeah.
like, listen, we all gonna seduce and scheme this motherfucker to the
Abso-fucking-lutely.
next level. And when we're done, we're gonna drop his ass like a hot potato. Like, that's,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, that's how you do it. That's how the come up
Mhm.
is with your friends. Like, so I don't know why they haven't had that conversation yet.
Because I think the girls are a little naive to everything. Because I think they're just like, well, Francois is the connection and Duke is our girl. So it's kind of like, I don't think the girls are thinking on a business level yet. And I really don't think so. And even though I want to take it back to when Duke did get clocked about Googling somebody, I love the subtle nod to our friends and our people at radio. I love that. That was so sick. And I love that radio almost gave them a chance. Actually, and that's, that's Issa Rae's actual company that produces this show also. So it was really cool to see our people at radio. But then she said, bitch, did you Google me?
Yeah.
Like, girl,
Is this
you
me?
you lost your chance, bitch. You
Is
could have
this-
been up here at radio, girl. Ain't that
Is
something?
this me?
What happened
Girl,
here?
like, what is going on?
Jesus. So, I don't like that Francois is up here making Chastity feel small, but I got to play devil's advocate here. If I was an artist and my manager that I brought with me was tired, yeah, at some point though, Jesse, I feel like you've been in a situation where
Oh,
no shade.
tired
I know,
manager.
but even loyalty
I know
is one
all
thing.
about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Loyalty is one thing, but you not doing your job is another. And I feel like Francois, right now at least, is bringing a lot to the table. So I do like your idea. I think your idea is a really good way to kind of get around this.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well,
girl,
let's
you
just
don't
all
know what
bear-
you're doing. You don't know what you're
But
doing.
how much?
So let's listen. You know how to hustle. Let's put
Uh-huh.
your hustle to work. Let's ride Francine's dumbass into the next level. And you learn as we go. Like, people do that all the time. Like, people hire their homeboys and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And they learn as they grow. But
Yeah.
it's got to be with somebody who's willing to really take it seriously. And I do think that Duke takes this serious. Like, I don't think any of us can deny this. If you're watching the show and you see Duke's progression,
Yeah.
Duke really wants to be their manager.
Yeah.
Duke doesn't want to be a coochie wrangler anymore. I'm telling you.
I think she's
The
done with
coochie
that.
wrangling life, like, it's something that she has had to do since she was a child.
Yeah.
She's over wrangling coochie. She wants to be a legitimate person. She wants to be like somebody. And so this is her opportunity as well. So I think she's taking it serious. And I think they all just need to come together, have a come to Jesus moment where y'all all get on the same page and you
Yeah.
know what to do.
Yeah, and you can see the defeat too in Duke in this episode. You can really see the defeat where Duke is starting to feel like maybe I don't belong here. Maybe I should kind of let the girls do what they do.
Yeah, especially when
know?
you have a Fanny Pants talking to her crazy, like, even like imitating like her mannerisms.
Yeah.
That to me, like, was shitty as hell. It was
Yeah.
shitty as hell.
But also you can even say this. You can say Francois in a sense is buying Shauna and Mia's loyalty and trust right now in the sense of here's flashy things, here's a session with Party,
And that's how
here's a
so
Def
many
Jam
artists get
situation.
got.
And this is why I love, it's a line that stuck to my mind a lot when Mia and Lord AK met up, at the party, at the Billboard party, and the first thing Mia says, I just sold myself to, he asked what's the occasion, and
Shauna
said, oh, I just sold myself to a label, and Lord AK says, not all of you, did you?
Mm-hmm.
I said, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a good line. As long as you don't sell all of yourself.
Yep.
Don't sell all of yourself.
Yep,
I, for my aspiring artists at home, my independent artists,
Mm-hmm.
I understand how hard it is. I know how expensive this music industry is, baby. Trust me. But do not lose yourself to the point where you feel like you need to sell everything about yourself to make it. Because this industry
And
will make you...
figuratively and physically.
Uh-huh. And I feel like this last episode kind of gave us a look into Lord AK, because I personally thought that this character, Lord AK, was going to be as belligerent and stupid as the character Gat. So I was expecting that, but we got to see in the last episode, I want to just take it back to when Shauna and Lord AK was in the studio, and you could kind of see how humble and how music-driven he is, and the fame is kind of like a loud noise in the background for him, and what's in the foreground is actual talent, actual production, and making really good art and music. And we kind of see in this episode that kind of, travel over when Gad gets on the mic, give it up for doing the shit that he cannot, you can see almost Lord AK loathe having to get into character. And here's Gad, everybody give it up for Lord AK, oh my God. And you can see Lord AK put on his hood, take a deep breath, and get into character. You can, do like I do. You could tweak yourself to do what you need to do to sell to the camera, but it's still you. Or you can make a totally different persona, has nothing to do with what you really love, and like how they found out that Lord AK is an anime fan. And he said, you got to have some secrets for yourself. For that split second, we saw the real person that plays Lord AK. I kind of got more into perspective today at the party, where Lord AK is going through something mentally.
I don't know. Throughout this episode, I just was like, damn, this is a sad ass nigga. Like, this is a sad ass nigga. Like, could you imagine, like, you're at a function like this and you are fucking miserable. Like, he is miserable as hell, and he does not like the jumpiness of it all. Like, he doesn't like this type of environment. You can tell that.
Yeah.
And I think that there are a lot of artists out there that are like that. It's not necessarily that they're faking it, but they don't want to necessarily be in the midst of that all the time. Like, and then like every time you're somewhere, everybody's so hyped. Everybody's expecting you to drop bars. Or if you're a comedian, can you tell a joke? Or if you're a singer, can you sing? Or can you, like sometimes you just want to be at a party and you just want to vibe.
Be here.
You just want to drink. You just want to do a little twerk. You just want to look cute. You don't want to always be the star. And I think that a lot of people don't understand that. And when they see celebrities act like that, they're like, oh, you ungrateful. Look at all this shit that you got. And it's like, no, it's not that I'm ungrateful. It's that I just want to enjoy the moment.
Absolutely.
Can I be in the midst of everybody and just enjoy the moment without somebody always having a camera phone in my face, expecting me to get up from a conversation? Like, Gat literally saw that he was having a conversation with Shauna.
Yeah,
you know
and he did that shit on
and
purpose.
He didn't give a fuck. So he's like, nah, we're going to get up and you know what I mean? So it's like, sometimes that shit is fucking annoying. Like, it is annoying to somebody who has a platform, no matter what they're doing. Sometimes they just want, I'll never forget back in the day, I was watching a reality show with Whitney and Bobby. And I'll never forget, there was a girl who came up to Whitney and asked for a picture. This is on the reality show. And you don't see I'm fucking eating? I'm eating.
I do remember that.
Can I
that
eat?
Was the Whitney and Bobby show.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, can I fucking eat? Like, it's really just that serious. Like, can I fucking eat?
Yeah.
You see, I'm mid-bite. I'm down to the Cheesecake Factory. You see this brown bread in front of me. Bitch, I'm trying to dissect. I'm trying to enjoy this fucking brown bread and this motherfucking cheesecake, ho. Like, let me have that moment.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes, that can fuck with your mental illness, because it leaves, with all these people around you, it makes you feel so lonely.
Yeah.
Because now it's like you're an animal at a zoo and everybody's just always, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lonely, it's a lonely place to be.
Well, before we get to Miyake Adventures, can we rewind the tape a little bit? Before the conversations with Lord AK and Shauna read Miss Raina Rain for filth, bitch, and I live for it. So the apology thing was happening, right? My girls kind of grit their teeth and they walk over to this bitch, and here she go. I wish I had my sunglasses, but here the fuck she go.
Mia gave her a hood-ass apology.
The girl, and then here go, Hey, ladies. And girl, you not sickening girl in your fake Versace. Here we go. So the girls come over there, we sorry for however the fuck you feel. And I love how
That's such a cancer apology.
The
I'm
apology
sorry you
is,
felt that way.
I'm sorry that the apology was very legal. It was very legal terminology. We are so sorry that you may feel as though, bitch, come on, give me contract terminology, bitch, for this fucking apology. And then I think, was it Courtney? So Courtney was like, bitch, I gotta go. I mean, Mia said, I gotta go. I gotta go see my nigga. And so now it's Shauna and Miss Raina Rain. And Raina says, what the fuck problem do you have with me? Like, what's the real tea?
Yeah.
And Shauna tried to, girl, I ain't really got no problem with you girls. Everything's all right.
Yeah.
We just apologize.
Yeah.
Or we just apologize. So we okay, bitch. And then she said, well, yeah, because I didn't do nothing to y'all. So what's the real issue? Oh,
Okay,
bitch,
so now I gotta get in that ass.
let's have a wonderful time here.
Shauna was like, okay,
She said,
now I
bitch.
gotta cut into this meat.
No, bitch, no shade, but I love that Shauna said, bitch, you lean on lame ass stereotypes so you can stimulate blackness and sell it back to white people. I said, who wrote this episode? I need to say, Chris Sanford. When I tell you that line, Chris, that line, that wrapped up so, bitch, this is controversial to say, but that wrapped up a lot of appropriating artists out there today that are wearing blackness as if it's a fucking filter, or wearing blackness as if it is what's the word? A concept. You know what I mean? Using it to really sell it or to make blackness digestible for white people.
Yeah, it's a trend.
That's real shit. That's I said, bitch, I even felt the impact from that line. And Raina couldn't say shit, but like, oh no, I'm sorry. Raina said, well, bitch, no shade. You do X, Y, and Z for black women. You basically say that you do the scamming, seducing, and scheming. You do the same shit I'm doing. Now, I was going to ask you, Jessie, bitch, because I was ready to hear your input.
First of all, there's
you
only...
think she has a point, bitch?
No. Only one of us is repackaging blackness. So please shut that shit up. Only one of us is diet blacking. Ma'am, you are diet blacking.
Yeah.
So no, ma'am.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And I think it was a good thing that Shauna finally let her have it and just be totally honest, because it's like now there's not going to be that elephant in the room. You know what my thoughts are exactly. And this is not new. Raina knows what she's doing. Raina has heard this before.
That's what she was saying.
You know what I mean? So
I take care of all my kids.
Yeah, so
girl,
know. Ma'am, you are not Nikki. First of all.
But I do want to preface this with this right here,
Nikki.
bitch.
You do
no
not
shade.
have sons.
No,
Bye-bye.
she was trying to make it seem like she got baby fathers and shit. Like she could be like, let me tell you something. The baby mama culture is not only restricted to black women. Can we please dead that stereotype?
Because
today?
we are definitely seeing black men turn a lot of white women into baby mamas. So
and white men turning white women into baby mamas. No shade. Yeah. Girl, let's please keep that whole baby mama welfare. That stereotype is dead boot, bitch. America, that's just everybody is on a little bit of food stamp or whatever. That baby mama shit is dead, girl. That shit is not just restricted or boxed just for black women or women of color in general. No shade.
Yeah.
They love to put that one on every woman of color, honey.
Yeah. So while that's all happening, you have Mia, who's one nigga down, two niggas to go.
I want to call this the Miyake Adventures. I want to coin the Mia situation as the Miyake Adventures.
Mia and Courtney, they're at this Billboard party.
Which I stand
And I feel like Mia was like ignoring, like trying to like, okay, hey, trying to be cute, because then Cash comes.
It's gonna walk up anytime.
You know what I mean? And like Cash just suddenly appears, and when Cash appears, he appears very strongly, like hugging her and putting his hands on her butt in front of everybody. You know what I mean? And
like wanting long ass kisses and shit.
And this is insane. Again, this is the Purple Lights nigga who's not really a Purple Lights nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like this man haven't been having Purple Lights. He haven't been having Purple Lights nigga behavior.
Yeah.
And he's been ignoring you, but all of a sudden he sends you this dress. What is the point? You know what I mean? And remember, I kept remembering to myself how he told her in the last episode, like, his last woman was a user and all this. But you're kind of giving using because obviously when she sent him that text message of her in the bed with him saying got him or whatever, obviously to him it was like, wow, like, oh, so like you plotting on me, right?
Mhm.
But then you're a user too because why are you showing up to the billboard party, you know, giving me this dress, all hugged up on me? There's something in this for you as well, sir. Like, I'm not the only one in this for something. You're coming up too. You see this light shining on me. Let's be 100.
very fucking
You know
clear.
exactly what the fuck is going on. You know, you see it.
Yeah.
I know you see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's what it's giving. It's giving weirdo behavior because you've ignored me. And then fast forward, they sit down with each other, and Mia's like, yo, like,
Cash, how you post that picture of me? In my lingerie.
Because I wanted to. You ain't like that.
But you know what's funny? Before he even said that, bitch, he was giving me the energy that energy was coming because he gonna say some while Mia, you know, riding,
Yep.
you know, hey, I'm having a good time, you know, supporting people, supporting him. You need to chill out, Mia. You need to chill out. You need to
and
calm
remember
down
what
with
I
all
said
that.
in the last episode? What I said in the last episode? He
Who the fuck is he
gives
talking to?
controlling energy.
You did say that.
He gives controlling energy.
He
And so
did
when I
say
saw
that.
that, I was like, oh my gosh.
I said, but who the
he
fuck are you
is
talking
a controlling man. Like,
Wow.
it's so.
Now, have you ever talked to
all
somebody
the-
like that before?
Hell yeah. That's the thing.
That's
it's like,
real, bitch. Like a nigga would tell you, like,
of course.
you need to chill out. Like you doing too much. Like you.
I'll never
but want you
forget.
to
I
kind of
went
act
to.
like a certain way.
I'll never forget. I was dating someone. This was like when I was in college, and he took me to a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Takes me to a wedding, and mind you, this wedding, I guess like the payment didn't go through.
Shut the fuck up.
So
Bitch,
now
not
we
y'all to
down
have
to
no catering.
Opalaka. And if you are from Miami,
Uh huh.
does Opalaka sound like a place where you want to get married?
No.
Okay. So we was in somebody's backyard in Opalaka.
Oh.
Okay. The wedding food was a 3-piece
Uh huh.
and a biscuit.
Shut the fuck up.
Like literally, I had never witnessed anything like this. Like I had never witnessed this.
Like
So
from
anyway,
a chain restaurant.
Yes, from Popeyes. Like literally, like
Ooh.
fried hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, 3-piece and a biscuit. And so, you know, I'm sitting there eating my dry ass biscuit. We down to the whatever. What's that shit you have after the wedding where everybody eating at the reception? So we down to the reception, child, and I'm eating my dry ass biscuit. You know, so we're at the table and everybody's chit chatting. And I guess like, you know, I had made a couple like some commentary that everybody kept laughing at. And he kicked me under the table. He kicked me
Bitch.
under the fucking table.
Not you like Matilda or something.
So I was like, I said, oh, I said, baby, you okay? Because at first I'm like, this nigga probably got an aneurysm or something
I'm
like that.
"Yeah,
Like, oh,
got
he
a
probably
muscle
got,
spasm."
yeah, like that's the or whatever. So his muscles speciating or whatever. So I'm like, oh, I said, are you okay, whatever? And he ain't say nothing. So then, like, I don't know what, somebody said something, I said something, and everybody was like gagging, like
Yeah.
crying, laughing.
Yeah.
He kicked me again, and then like he looked at me and he told me to shush. So when we got in that fucking car,
Bitch. Oh no.
'Cause see,
no.
when we got in that motherfucking Impala, sitting on fofos,
Yeah.
bitch, I let that motherfucker have it. Because let me tell you something. One thing you're not ever going to do is tell me to shush.
Yeah.
I would slap the dog shit out your ass.
I'm
I know, I'm sorry. Don't condone violence.
No.
But that I feel
But
like some behavior sometimes is very violent.
Mm,
And so when you
mm.
tell somebody to shush, or the way Cash was telling her, like, to me, that's
But
violent
it was
behavior.
straightforward. It wouldn't
that's
even- it
violent
wouldn't even-
behavior because it's like, okay, so
Yeah.
what happens if I don't stop?
Bitch, exactly. Like it didn't even give like, yo, you wanna like do you wanna chill out? Like you good type shit? It was
No, ain't no do you want to chill out? Nothing. I'm
ooh.
vibing. We down to a party.
Ooh.
What do people do at parties? Shoulders move, bitch.
We
Okay,
shake titty.
Like, shoulders are moving. Shoulders are moving. Heads are bopping. The fuck? Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
these are
It's not
facts.
my fault they're not
These are
playing.
facts.
It's not my fault they're
Not playing your rinky
shit.
dink ass music.
Right here, it's
Sorry.
Lord AK runs this shit. We
Yep.
not, you know what I mean? So calm the fuck down. So yeah, I've been in a situation like that, and I told that motherfucker off,
Bitch,
which was
that's
the
what I
difference
wanted.
between
Mia
yeah,
to do.
because the way she just got up, I was like, oh no,
No. I would have let him because she asked
'Cause
the
here's
proper
the thing,
question.
'cause
And
here's
that's when
the
she asked the
thing.
proper question.
Like she said, oh, I don't want to Me Too this nigga. No, because see, this is giving Me Too. It's giving Me Too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you do need to Me Too this nigga. Like
See?
that's what it's giving. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm sorry, I wouldn't have handled it that way.
And this is when the Miyake adventures began.
Your
For the rest
dreads
of the
would've
season, I will be
been-
calling the Mia mess, Miyake adventures, okay? So let's get to the Miyake adventures, bitch. This is what happened. So after the whole debacle on the couch, my bitch says, I gotta go to the bathroom. Very ran off the fucking screen. Go to the bathroom, quote unquote. Oh, but my bitch was in the bathroom, all right, girl. And as she was looking for the bathroom, Courtney directed her ass to the bathroom like a motherfucking airport attendant.
Well, she was looking for Shauna.
I know, but Courtney said, this way, to my dick. Let's go.
Yeah.
And so we go to the
And
bathroom.
they finally had sex. Remember,
And-
all they did was eat chicken wings at other
But I live, so they finally, but I live by how he said, okay, why you bring me in this? Bring me in the bathroom to do this. Oh, Courtney, your fine self, sir. You kissing me like this, and I don't know about fucking on that little ass sink though. I'm scared that I will have broke the
I've
porcelain.
never had sex in a
I
public
just
bathroom.
feel like if you got all that ass, because Mia got ass, okay? Chameleon got ass, okay? Let me just say this.
Yeah.
So, baby, I don't know.
I've never had sex in
Ooh.
nobody's public bathroom. I'm a germaphobe. I just don't know.
Did somebody spit in this sink?
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, it was steamy though. It was nice seeing them have sex like that. It was nice.
It was hot.
And like seeing
was
their
hot.
lips smacking up against each
Oh,
other.
so Miyake, let me say something, Miyake. The sex scenes this season, wow.
They give it.
They are hot, bitch. Miyake is hot, okay? Because when Mia's like this, it's Miyake, okay?
Yeah.
And I like that Courtney calls her Miyake. Ah, it's so hot. They so
He
sexy.
said, "Come here, Miyake."
I live for the escapade of it all, bitch.
Mhm.
So they come out the bathroom, and Miyake's feeling pussy, bitch. The titties are to her goddamn chest. She just fucked in this Mugler dress that somebody else bought. So they come out, and here come tired ass. No, Cash, you look dry-lipped as hell right here. What the fuck's going on here? I would have said, nigga, none of your business. Cause no shade, you disowned the fuck out of me, okay? Let's not forget, you just told me I need to chill the fuck out. And you posted my pictures because you wanted to, with no further explanation. Oh, my nigga, my pussy, my rules, get the fuck out my face. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why she gonna say something. Cash, let me just talk. No, Miyake, be the bad bitch you are. And tell this nigga, get the fuck out my face. Like, get the fuck out. But as this is all going on, chaos is fucking going crazy at this point. Hey, Lord AK and Shauna finally get it on. They on the bed, they kissing, they fingering, they rubbing, they jacking, and all these things. Lord AK couldn't get it up. You know, they was rubbing and sucking and jumping, but
I was
Lord K-
triggered by that.
why? Was you triggered? by?
I've definitely been there.
Wait. You've had somebody give you whiskey dick? Because, okay, now, here's the thing. When Shauna got up and said, like, did I do anything wrong? I was like,
Girl, no.
no, bitch, you
It
look
has
hot.
nothing
You
to
are
do with
sexy
you.
as hell. I ain't gonna hold you. My first thoughts, Jesse, bitch. My first thoughts, I thought the nigga was gay. I said, he about to say I'm gay or something like that. I thought I was about to have a revelation a moment.
It wasn't giving that.
It was for me. Well,
For you, yeah. It wasn't giving that to me. I just felt
heard
triggered.
stories,
I
girl.
felt triggered immediately.
yeah.
Because I've been there before. And you know, for me, I don't like to give nobody brain time.
I know.
And I remember like there was this one guy, like, okay, my friend's like, girl, you gotta do it because it's so and so. I was
Yeah.
like, okay. And I could hear them whispering in my head,
Yeah.
do it. And I was in there doing it for my life, and
Come
the
on,
lights never came
Bobbing for
on.
apple?
The lights never came on.
Oh.
And he was like, yeah, I was like, okay,
It was flaccid the
this
whole
man
time?
I said, this man is on drugs.
I'd have said hello.
But the thing is, too, the entire day, like I saw him doing,
Hello?
I saw him doing nothing but smoking
Not
the
playing
entire
jump
day.
rope with it at
So
this point,
it
bitch.
wasn't. It wasn't
Hopscotch.
given like, yeah. It made a lot of sense. So
Yeah,
okay.
from that point on, I knew
Y'all
I
gotta
said,
stay off these drugs.
Like the drugs.
And y'all be too young.
But he was on
like,
shroom.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
but
don't
y'all
get-
be too young
You
to
ain't
be
fucking
on so many drugs.
shrooms.
Like if your soldier can't stand at attention,
Mm-hmm.
lay off the drugs.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's
that
time.
means you
Do a
doing
little
too.
weed. You doing too much.
Yeah,
Like,
because you know you can have a hard dick with weed.
yeah,
Just
like come on now.
real
but
good. You
this
can
is
fuck it
just-
to real good with some
yeah,
weed.
Yeah.
But see, I've never fucked on shrooms. I was actually advised not to fuck on shrooms.
oh wow.
Yeah. I would never do that. Like, I probably would never do that. I never tried to. Shrooms is too much for me to be doing all that. If anything, any other pills, I don't. No, it's
Yeah,
no.
it's
I'm not
too
doing
much.
all that.
But
so,
also too, AK just gives sad. He just gave sad nigga energy.
he does.
Like so to me, seeing them kiss, I was just like, what is going on? Because this man has been depressed since he's come on the
But
screen.
something about Shauna makes him happy. It seems like.
Yeah, but still, it's like he's giving like I don't want no depression, dick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like If every time I get around a nigga, this man is on
Jessica, this
I'm
is a
depressed time.
Jessica,
No.
it's a wrap.
I don't want no
Let's close the
depression dick.
mics. Nope, let's close the mics down.
I'm
We're done.
sorry, no.
All right, everybody, wrap up
Every
Jesse's
time
mic.
I see this man,
Not depressive dick, bitch.
I don't want depression dick. I'm so no, I don't want that.
Okay,
You know what I'm
well,
saying? So I was a little confused because I'm like, girl, this nigga been sad every time you see him.
yeah.
Well, you want sad dick? Okay, all right. So maybe she could turn the beat around.
That's
You know
what I'm
I mean?
saying.
Like, okay.
Maybe, and she, rides to the beat of the drum.
Yeah.
You
But I
know?
was looking forward. I said, oh my God, they really about to have sex.
I
And
thought
then,
so.
boom,
No.
And then who comes in? Of course, like
Tired ass gat.
AK says, give him a minute. He goes on the balcony, and of course, Gat gets there. And I'm happy that Shauna finally like told him about himself. But
Like, why are you in here? Like, are you in love with him? When she said that, I told you the
he
gay
said,
rumors.
if you want to
started
fuck
to just
him, just
flood
say
my-
that.
Like, if you want to suck his dick, say that. If you, because so, no shade. I don't understand the rapper entourage thing.
No,
Because
it gives that a lot.
Can I say this? When rapper entourage be doing all that, and they love to, how the homophobic shit in the rap community is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
I be thinking to myself, like, well, that's crazy because like your ass is like rolling around with a pack of like 13 niggas. Meanwhile, I have like a pack of 13 girls around me.
Right.
So that's interesting.
Right.
And like it always goes back to like when I used to tell like my granddad,
And
like,
these
he's
niggas
like,
ain't got no jobs.
they ain't got no job.
They're all sleeping with you every
Right.
night.
And they in your room eating your food on your, you paying for all these niggas.
Who's gay?
Who's gay, bitch? At this point, you might as well make him your bottom bitch at this point. I always used to say, like, when straight boys be like, oh my God, why you love Beyonce so much? The same reason why you watch the fucking football games and scream and kick over shit when he watch. Girl, y'all watching niggas, I'm watching bad bitches. What's
Right,
happening?
Exactly.
It's not collecting here. So the homophobia in hip hop, I will never understand it.
Yeah, 'cause the continents just don't meet.
It don't. Y'all got niggas all up on y'all. And that's all y'all do is be around niggas all day.
Yeah.
Shauna and Gat are getting into it in a sense. Mia and Miyake Adventure is becoming at its fucking climax. And next thing you know, there's a commotion outside.
Yep.
Lord AK is on fire.
On fire.
And I was like, wait a minute. Even as an audience member, let me know at home, Chat Shit Committee. Please let us know. Did y'all gag like did y'all like mouth drop? Like, what the fuck how did we get here? How did we escalate? I had no idea.
I was like, what's going on?
That he was about to do all of that. Like, I had no idea what was going to happen.
I'm like, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing?
Bitch, I
and
thought I was
I've
watching Freddy
never.
versus Jason for a minute. Bitch, I was like,
Yeah.
hello, what's going on? Yeah.
I'm like, is somebody out there doing a stunt? Is there magic tricks at the party? What the fuck is happening?
I thought
But
somebody
then when
jumped or something,
but then when
girl.
I realized it was him, I'm like, I've never seen nothing like this.
Me
Like
either.
I've never seen anything like this. Like this was a jaw-dropping moment.
Yeah, especially for the show.
And
And both
you know
seasons.
what? It made me think of, I don't know why, but like, because I just sat there with my open mouth for a couple minutes and I was like, why did Gat come in the room so forcefully? Like, does Gat know something about Lord AK that we all don't know?
Clearly.
Like, you
No,
know what I mean? Like,
absolutely, clearly.
Gat is definitely thirsty. He's
Yeah.
definitely an
But is he
attention
protecting
seeker.
him?
But does he know something that we don't know? Does he do what he does to keep Lord AK in a certain mindset? Like to him, like, okay, let me do this because if I keep you surrounded and I keep you entertained, maybe that will help you
Make you
from
love what you
self,
do.
or not just that, but maybe it'll help you from self-harm. Maybe
That's
it'll
what I'm
help you
saying.
away from
I
like
feel like he's tried to
from
do this
thinking
before.
about
Yeah.
harming yourself or having like
Yep.
doing certain things.
Yep.
Maybe that's what it is. Like I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because the way he just like bust into that room, I'm like, okay, you are a thirsty ass nigga, but that was a bit much for me.
Yeah.
So then followed up by him setting himself on fire, it made me think of Gat. Like, okay, what does he know that we don't know
yet.
about this man?
Yeah.
And maybe we'll find out more. Hopefully he ain't, too burnt up. My Lord.
Yeah. I really hope that I think Gat definitely, that's a really good point, Jesse. I think that Gat definitely knows something. And I definitely think that the reason why he's always around Lord AK, like, you good, bro? And he's like, nigga, back up off of me. I think that, the perception that as we get as the audience is maybe he's thirsty. But it goes to show that clearly Lord AK has mental issues. Clearly he
something's
has,
going on.
he's depressed or suicidal. There's something about him that is not all the way there. And because of that, I think something like this has happened before. is giving that he's tried to take his life before possibly, and Gat was there maybe to save him, and maybe Gat. That's why I was saying maybe he's trying to keep the distractions around him to make him love what he does still, because like I said, I feel like Lord AK loves the music, not the fame, and because of that. Gat is kind of like, look at the fame, look at the bling bling, like, kind of be distracted to it. Like, I know you want to just do this, but like, look what it's producing. And Lord AK is so far removed from that. And I think something that's happened in the past and Gat knows that. So that's a really good fucking analysis. I think you did that. That's a good analysis.
Yeah. And I know we skipped over this too, but earlier in the episode, we did have a moment with Shauna and Maurice. They did FaceTime each other when they were back at the hotel. And, Maurice is still trying to set her up, recording all their phone calls. Now he's recording FaceTime, and as he's questioning her, she's like, hold up, like, is Stanley putting you up to this? Is this stuff that Stanley said to you?
That
like,
nigga
what's
said,
going on?
bye.
Yeah. And then you have Stanley in the background, delete that one. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think Shauna is coming up, like, I think she's waking up. I remember Duke telling her, I think in the last episode, like, can you trust? I think she kind of, told Duke a little bit about what was going on. And Duke like, well, can you trust him? And she's like, yeah, like, but I feel like she's kind of waking up. Like, hold up now. I got to really sober up here. Like, I can't just be out here just saying anything over the phone to this man. Like, something, like, the jig is up. Something is up.
It's clearly.
It's crazy how Maurice.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Again, like I said before, that's their family business. They're gonna choose themselves first
all the time.
You know what I mean? So if you ever want to interject yourself into something like this, into organized crime, just know, like, the clique that was already there, they clicked first.
Yeah.
You clicked last. So just remember the order of clickness when people with badges start banging at your door. Just remember the order of the clickness. Yeah. Okay? So, yeah, that was pretty interesting to me.
Absolutely.
This episode was a lot. It's a lot going on.
Crazy.
And they just left us at
the ambulance.
Burn.
Lord AK is not the burn.
The
bitch.
burn, child.
Fucking Lord AK is
dead
in the
end.
ambulance.
And they titled this episode Dead End.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? And it sure enough is, because now we don't know. One, it's a lot of things. We don't know if the tour is going to continue. The tour could be canceled.
Yep.
Lord AK something's going on with Lord AK. We don't know what is his predicament. What's the tea with Miyake and her adventures?
Yep.
AKA Mia and Chase and Courtney. We don't know. Chase, Cash. His name is Cash. Chase and Cash. That's his name.
Yeah, Mr. 30K.
Mr. 30K. And so we don't know. And what's going to happen between Francois and Rain of Rain,
and the
Duke,
girls,
and the girls.
Yeah,
there's a lot. There is.
Like,
this
what
is a complete dead
next?
end. Yeah, this is a complete.
What happens? Does this mean the tour is over?
That's why
dead end.
Is that maybe also is it called dead end?
Well, I mean, somebody might be dead. I mean, we do know that too.
Yeah,
they were dead at the end.
Facts.
Dead at the end. And also, like the tours, like you said, what happens now? And this is a lot.
Yeah.
This was a lot. I feel like these episodes get damn.
Yeah.
The writing is just getting more and more. It's better.
Really
it's great, but also every episode has had a major issue at the center of it, and it's great. Like, while it's entertaining, it's funny, but it's still like,
oof. And it's also real life things that, like, real life decisions on, like, damn, would I have done this? What would I do? You know, that
takes a lot. It takes a lot to.
We have covered some things these episodes.
Turn yourself
misogyny.
into a candle.
Now we talking. Shut the fuck up, Jesse.
What?
Not a candle, bitch. And
it takes a lot to turn yourself into a candle
but that's
in
the thing.
public at that. Like, that's crazy. So
that's that mental health shit. Like, now we talking about mental health and peer pressure and stereotypes of Black women and Black people. Like, yeah, babe, it's a whole thing.
Yeah,
this episode,
great episode,
insane.
And let us know your thoughts on the episode in its entirety. It's so much shit that went down.
Absolutely.
Make sure that you guys are catching new episodes of Rap Shit every Thursday on Max. All right. And when you're done, make sure that you come see your favorite duo. Yes, us, not Shauna and Mia. I mean, they cute or whatever, but make sure that you watch the visuales of the Chat Shit podcast where we chat about all the shit that went down in the episode on the Max app. You can catch us on Max's official YouTube channel, on Radio's official YouTube channel, on Spotify. So there's no excuse. You cannot miss us. So make sure that you join us. You leave us a comment, leave us reviews as well,
Yes.
and tune into us wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.